Hey everyone, it's Keely here for Soy and Shea, and thank you so much for joining me for today's video, which is one of the Patreon soap design challenges, but we're not going to make soap today. Instead, we're actually going to make a facial gel serum. Now for this month, I asked my patrons to give me a suggestion for an extract which was listed over on the New Directions website, and it could either be powdered, glycerin or water-based, but it had to be within a certain budget because I need to be able to cost these the product I was going to make. Depending upon which extract was drawn out would depend upon whether I made soap or a bath and body product. Now I took everyone's suggestion that was there, popped them into a soapy jug and then drew them out. And the suggestion I drew out came from off of Suzanne, who runs Wombat Lagoon here in Australia, and I'll leave links to her business down below so you can go and check her out. Now ever since I started doing this design challenge, every opportunity Suzanne could have at suggesting tomato, she did. So whether that be tomato puree for fruit and vegetable, tomato juice as a liquid alternative, I've asked for powders in the past and she suggested tomato powder. There has always been some sort of tomato suggestion from her, and although I have done other suggestions from her in the past, we've never had that tomato come out of the jug. And this month, tomato extract finally came out, but she actually suggested the ready-made glycerin tomato extract. So I got in a little bottle of that, and because it was a glycerin based extract, I decided not to make soap, and it was further enforced by the fact that I discovered that some of the chemicals in tomato can be destroyed by, or I shouldn't say they are chemicals, but some of the benefits of tomato can be destroyed by heat, and I didn't want the saponification process to affect it. So I decided soap was out the question, we'd make a bath and body product. The more I read about tomato extract, the more I understood why Suzanne loves this ingredient, because she does use it in her own products, and I understood why she kept suggesting that I use it too. It is like a superfood for the skin, and not only that, it's good for all different skin types, so everything from dry and sensitive, mature skin, right up into the sort of acne prone, acne damaged and oily skin as well. So it's such a versatile ingredient. And there's quite a few other benefits, as well as protecting you from external environmental things like UV pollution and all of that without making any claims. Because of all these benefits, I decided that this extract would be perfect to add into the gel facial serum that I had been working on. I already had a couple of other extracts in there, and I decided to take them out and put the tomato one in, and I am so pleased that I did. It feels absolutely wonderful on the skin, and I've been using it for a few weeks now, and I've stopped using the lotion and I've been using this gel, and it just feels so hydrating. The other thing I decided to put into this gel, because I've been seeing so much of it advertised on the TV, was some niacinamide, which is vitamin B3. It's kind of like that latest craze ingredient, but it really does have a lot of benefits for the skin. So I decided to team the two up together to pop into this facial gel. Now today we're going to go and make this gel, but if you are interested in the recipe, it is the one that I shared over on the Patreon page for the month of July 2022. That's the year we're in, yes, 2022, and it will be there on the $5 level for July, August and September. After that, it's on the $10 level right up until the end of December 2022, and then after that it will be in the vault. So if you are watching this video in 6 months time, you will need to join the vault if you want to get your hands on this recipe. It is extremely simple to do. It's all cold process, so it's nice, quick, simple, and yet it just feels so wonderful on the skin. And I think I have been converted from lotions into gels for the face. Let's go and check out how I make my facial gel serum using tomato extract. Let's go. So the serums are generally sold in quite small quantities, so we're only going to make what will look like a small batch. We're making 500 grams, but it will give me, I think I've worked out 11 or 12 tubes of serum. We'll see what happens. So I've just popped my glass jug on here, teared it out, and first of all I'm going to add in my water, and then I'll add in the vitamin B3 and the tomato extract, and then we'll give it a good stir and make sure everything is dissolved. so that is now all dissolved, and it's time to work on our thickener for this one. So I'm going to grab our little bowl here, and we're going to mix this up separately. We're going to add in some glycerin, which is going to add just that little bit more sort of moisturizing ability into this. And then we're going to add in some xanthan gum. Now I'm going with xanthan gum clear, mainly because I want my gel to have that sort of clearer look than what regular xanthan gum can use or can add to a product. So we're going to measure this in, and then we're going to mix it up until it forms a nice light little slurry. I'm actually going to use my little spatula. We'll mix it all together until all of that is dissolved in there. Alright, so now that we've got all of that mixed in and it's nice and smooth, this is how you actually stop the sort of bobbly bits from happening in your water when you add xanthan gum to thicken. Always best to make that slurry first. I'm going to pour it into my water, and then I'm going to use my stick blender just to make sure that this is well incorporated into the mix. Make sure all of this is out of my bowl. So now that that is all mixed together, let's work on the next phase. We're not going to need our stick blender anymore. I have already measured out my essential oils because I have about, in fact, just having a quick look, there are 7 different essential oils, and I just decided it'd be easier to measure all that out into my little pot straight away. What we're now going to do is add some oils into this. Let's turn that back on. And first one I'm going to add in, I've got a bit of jojoba oil because it is so close to our skin's natural sebum that it's so lovely on the skin. It's not going to be oily or greasy either. So we're adding just a bit. Now you don't want to go over the top with your oils because there is no solubilizer or emulsifier in this. So we're adding just enough that it's not going to disrupt the feel or disrupt how this holds together. And now I'm also going to add in a little bit of fractionated coconut oil. Now the reason behind these two oils is, although all of this is lovely and hydrating, there's no point having something that's super hydrating if we're not locking it into the skin. And the jojoba oil will help to actually lock that moisture in by putting a protective barrier over the skin. So there's our oils. Now we don't have a lot of oil in there, but I am still going to add in some vitamin E to help protect them from oxidization. And also that vitamin E has got some wonderful skin benefits too. So in that goes. Just give that a bit of a mix. And I'm also going to add in my preservative because we have got such a high water base over here. So let's pour some into my cap. Pouring into the cap just means I can control the amount I'm pouring out a lot easier than if I tried to pour it all out of that big bottle. There we go. So now we've got all that measured out. Some of the oils I have used in here include patchouli, Peru balsam, there's a bit of geranium in there as well. So it's actually, I find it quite a soothing sort of blend. I've just got a little bit of a vitamin B3 that's not dissolved, so we'll get that out. Pour this in, and we're going to stir it in. I am actually just going to pour a bit of this in here just to make sure we're getting all of that goodness out of this pot. Give it a really good stir to make sure that oil is actually incorporated into our gel. There's kind of like the right balance of the oil and the glycerin and xanthan gum mix. Xanthan gum is not a solubilizer, but it can help to suspend things in products. So we've got just that right balance to make sure that those oils suspend through here. Alright, so you can see we have got our facial serum all done up, and you can see that it's got a little bit of viscosity to it, but it is also quite fluid as well. So because of this, we need a little bit of a specialized sort of packaging for it. It's no good putting this into a jar because it's very difficult to use out of a jar. You only actually need a very small amount of serum when you use it, and putting it in a jar, trying to get it out with your finger, not only does it lead to contamination, it gets all over you. You use too much, it's not going to last very long. You could put it in a bottle with a lotion pump, but again, that lotion pump is going to pump out too much of the serum for you, so it's going to be an absolute waste. The two sort of packaging options you'd be looking at, you can either use a bottle with a dropper in it. I tend not to use them because I don't like the fact that there is glass inside the product with potential for chipping, which then can lead to scratches, cuts and that sort of thing. So I avoid that style of packaging, but that is one thing you could use. The other sort of packaging is to use something with a serum pump, so a bottle with a specialized serum pump on it. I'm using these little tubes which I currently use for my under eye cream, and they come with a little serum pump on them, and these pump out just a very small amount of the product, and then you can dab it on the face to use. Now they are quite a small container, so the easiest way to get these filled up is to pour this into a piping bag, and then we're going to pipe them into the tube. Alright, so I've got all my tubes filled and I have got my labels. Now the labels I have here I've designed myself using Adobe Illustrator, and I've printed them up on an Epson 3500 printer to do these up. You can always use something like a laser printer and your other labels, or if you've got a Cricut to do them as well. And now we're going to actually label all of these tubes up. Now I will admit I got into a bit of a mess while I was filling these tubes. If I was doing this off camera, I would have used my lotion filling machine just to have made it a lot more simple, a lot less messy. If you've got a really steady hand and you're filling something small like this up, you could always pour it directly in. It is actually fluid enough to do that. Or even if you've got something like one of those pancake batter filling things that so many people use on their candles, that would be another way. But there it is, we've just applied that label on there with all of the details, and that will be ready to go out onto my shelf. And I will also be sending a tube of this to Suzanne, so thank you for the suggestion of tomato and for actually alerting me to just how wonderful this ingredient is to go into products. Let me get this label on here. So out of my 500 gram batch, I was able to get myself 11 of these little tubes. I would have got myself 12 had I not made so much mess, but for the 12th one, it's not quite so full. So I'll be using this one as my tester over on my shelf so customers can have a go. So just to show you, so it's being that serum punch, it's only going to squeeze out just a very tiny amount, and that is all you need. And I kind of just dab it on the face and kind of start patting and smoothing it out. I tend to put it on my cheeks first and then put more on, so I'm going to just get myself another little bit. And honestly, you really do not need much of the serums, and it's not, you don't rub it in hard like you do with a lotion or a moisturizer. You are literally just dabbing and smoothing it on, and then it will get to work hydrating, and the oils that are in there will help to lock all those moistures in. So that was only 3 little pumps, and I've been able to do my whole face and just bring it in underneath my neckline there as well, and it just feels absolutely amazing on the skin, and I really like the smell. So I hope, Suzanne, you like the smell of this as well. It's quite earthy, which I thought went really nice with the whole tomato sort of theme. But there it is. There is how I make my facial gel serum. As I said, this recipe is available over on Patreon. I've left all the details down in the description box, and make sure you are actually reading that to make sure that that recipe is still available when you come and join, or if you come and join, and which level to actually join at. So I hope you've enjoyed coming along with me as I have made my facial gel serum. If you did, why not leave me a thumbs up, any comments down below, because it really does help the videos to get out there. And until the next time, I hope you have a great one. I'll see you then. Bye.